Hey, I'm Red, and today I'm gonna show you how to take that melodic piano sound that ROBBERY by Juice WRLD has and use it to make better beats of your own. I'll also give you some free loops if you stick to the end. With that said, let's begin. Okay, the first thing I want to show you before you decide if you want to take my advice on this is the final melody I came up with using the simple step shown later in this video. If you like the melody, then stick around because I got a bunch of tips for you. Anyways, here's the melody. ROBBERY's melody has two main elements, and those are the melodic piano progression and the background effects. So let's start with the piano. For the sound selection on this part, I'll be using the Format Piano preset on Xband 2. The first thing you want to add is a BPM of around 160. This will help set in the vibe. Now, the first thing we want to add to get that complex sounding melody are some chords. The trick I'm gonna use here is guaranteed gonna give you an emotional feeling in your chord progression. I'm talking about the 1 to 6 progression. I've been using it a lot lately, mainly because there's so many different combinations of it. The thing about this formula is that you're supposed to start with a 1 chord. That means make a chord on the first note of the scale and end it on a 6th octave. That means this note right here. And now what's great about this formula is that you can do whatever you want in the middle. That's what makes it so special. In this case, I'll add a 3 chord which has tension to it, and after that a 7 which also has tension to it. That way we get tension in these 2 chords and a certain release feeling in this 2, which ensures our melody won't feel stale or boring. Also, you probably noticed that I moved these 2 chords 1 beat to the left, and that is a common trick to add energy to a chord progression. Moving the 2nd and 4th chords can easily alter the energy of a progression, so feel free to play around with those. This is a very generic emotional chord progression, but feel free to copy it. Like I said in past tutorials, chords will repeat. It's what you do after you have the chords that makes your beat unique. Step 2 is to highlight our thirds and bring them up 1 octave to make the sound nicer. By the third, I usually mean the middle note of the chords. That makes this the 1st and this the 5th, by the way. And now to make it sound more like a Enigma melody, we need some low notes. For that, simply copy and paste your roots 1 octave lower. These are the roots, by the way, they are also called 1. Now this sounds complete. Now we can move on to the top melody. To get the brain juices flowing, I like to start my top melody by adding some top notes that play along with the chords. I vary between chordal and non-chordal notes. Chordal notes are the same notes from our chords, 1st, 3rd, and 5th, and non-chordal notes would be 4th or the 6th, for example. I just play around here until I get something I like. And now the simple top melody gave me some ideas for the rest. I usually wouldn't fill up everything with notes, I like to leave empty spaces to emphasize the emotional feeling, but in this case I feel like this fits well with a more melodic and energetic kind of feel. And that is our intro melody. But if you remember, ROBBERY gets a bit more complex, adding some more melodies in the verses. So to make this progression sound fuller for the verses, I'm simply going to add some more notes, mainly at the end of bars 2 and 4, like this. And that's about it for the piano. Now hearing this over and over again would get pretty repetitive. So to spice it up, we need some background stuff. The first thing I like to add is some sort of ambient synth pad, like this, using the same chords from our piano. This fits very well with piano melodies. And now at some point we want to take out the piano melody so that it doesn't get so boring. So to replace it we need some nice soothing lead sound. For that, my go-to sample is this vocal chop from a Bass 1 kit. I just cut the high end and add some reverb and a chorus to it. This will play the same top progression from our chords, except a little simpler, since the whole point of this is to help us stop hearing that same top melody over and over again. This is how all of that sounds together. And now that we have all our components, all that's left is to add some simple drums. And done! That's how to make a melodic piano melody like Robbery by Juice WRLD. Before I play you the final beat, if you want to download the melody loop I made in this video, there's a free download link in the description. It's royalty free, so you can use it however you want. I make 2 melody breakdowns a week, so if you want more tips on how to make better melodies, subscribe, and as always, see ya.